Welcome to Sunday, the 15th of October, and you guys look terrifying as hell, but so sexy at the same time. In this 31 Days of Halloween video, we're going to continue with Cobweb. And so sit back and enjoy and see if this is a ghost in the wall or is it a real child. Peter now is laying on his bed and he's staring at the wall as he slowly drifts off and falls asleep. Scratching comes from the other side of the wall and the wallpaper slowly is opening. You can hear the clock go tick tock, tick tock. Peter all of a sudden hears a girl whisper his name, Peter, and it scares him out of his bed. She says, I am here. Please don't tell anyone. He yells, Daddy! And his daddy slowly opens his door. And Peter is standing, staring at the wall. And his father says, What is it? He's like, I hear something. His dad shakes his head, says, Haven't we already been through this? All right, where at? And he points at the wall, and his dad puts his head up against the wall, and he listens, but he doesn't hear anything. Peter is shaking with fear as his dad turns to him and says, I bet it must be rats. I think I got something that can take care of this. And the next morning, father takes Peter out to the shed where he grabs a bag of rat poison. Peter smells it and says it smells like cinnamon. Father says not everything is as sweet as it seems, so be careful with that. Father says sometimes you have to make tough decisions to protect your family. Do you understand, Peter? Mm-hmm. The next day at school, Peter draws a picture of him lying in his bed saying, Help me, with the wall getting blacker and blacker. Miss Devine is concerned about the drawing, so she goes over to the house after school and she shows Peter's mom the drawing. And she says Peter has an over exaggerated imagination, and then a thud comes from inside the house. He still wakes me and his father up in the middle of the night with fantasy things. I do appreciate you. And she turns around and goes back inside and leaves Miss Devine out on the porch. Mother now shows the drawing to Peter and he says, What? What is this? He says it's nothing. It's just some scary drawing. Are you trying to tell them something? Mother, no, I'm not. It's just a scary drawing. And as Mother walks away, Peter whispers, She is. And then Mother turns around and says, Your imagination is going to get you into trouble one day. And she turns around and slams the door. That night at 2:15 in the morning, knocking comes from the wall and wakes up Peter. He hears a young voice faintly saying, Peter. And then 3 knocks come. Peter. He turns on the light. He says, I hear someone. Peter, don't be scared. I just want to talk. Please be quiet. Peter, please be quiet. He says, I'm scared, but I just want to talk. Please be quiet. You're not real. Maybe, or maybe I am. Peter, you are not imagining things. I am real. And it seems like you could use a friend. But if you don't want one, well, I guess I'll just leave. And then footsteps starts to walk away and Peter says, No, wait, I'm sorry, please stay. The next day at school, the class is painting pumpkins and Peter's pumpkin is the teacher's favorite. And the bully looks at Peter with jealousy in his eyes. And after school, when they are walking home, The little boy pushes Peter down and smashes his pumpkin. Peter's head slams off the concrete as the boy jumps up and down on his pumpkin. That night in bed, a young girl you can hear say, "Are you there? Are you okay? Why are you crying? Did somebody hurt you?" Peter says, "Yes, Brian, the bully, he shoved me down today. I was afraid of something like that would happen. I'm afraid you would get hurt. But I believe in you, Peter. I bet you are strong enough to stand up for yourself if you just try." The next day in class, Brian's mother walks into their room, and Brian is holding a pumpkin to replace the one that he smashed the prior day. The whole class is laughing at him, saying, "Busted." Peter doesn't even acknowledge Brian's replacement pumpkin. Peter just stares at him, and he hears a little girl's voice saying, "Show him that you're not afraid of him." And he waits for the bell to ring at 3 o'clock. Brian walks out of the classroom and down the hallway. Peter slowly stalks behind him, and as he gets to a set of stairs, Peter pushes Brian down the stairs, where he tumbles over and over, and Peter looks down at Brian, and he's screaming, and his leg is completely turned around and broken. Peter ends up getting expelled from school, and mother and father are not happy with him. Father says, "Explain to me, Peter, what happened? I didn't mean for him to fall down the stairs. How did this all start?" And mother jumps in and says, "Well, it started with this picture. I should have told you sooner." "What are you telling me? What's in this picture?" "It's him in this bedroom, and someone is calling out for help." And father looks into his wife's eyes, and he nods his head. He says, "Peter, why would you draw a picture like that?" "I really heard her."